Audio is an important part of video, so adding a lavalier mic to your setup can be something great because the mics on your camera are not always the best. So let's take a look at the Audio Technica ATR 3350. The ATR 3350 is a very cheap lavalier microphone that you can often find for under $50 and regularly around the $25 mark on sale. It does have some downsides like all cheap products, but it is a vast improvement and a great add-on to anyone's filmmaking setup.
The reason for that is, well, the mic built into your camera should only really be used as scratch audio.
Now, the ATR 3350 does have some downsides, such as the battery. It is battery powered. It does need power, obviously, and it can't draw it from the device because it connects via 3.5mm jack. So it requires these small little batteries that are relatively cheap, but the problem is there is no battery status indicator on it. I've had the battery die on me a few times in the past 6 months or so while recording and not finding out till I get into post-production, which is why I recommend always ensuring that once you're done recording something, you check that shot just at the beginning to make sure there's audio, skip to the end, check make sure there's audio there, and if there is in both places, you are usually pretty good. As lavaliers capture mono audio and most people listen to things in stereo, you will need to take and duplicate it in post so that way it's coming out both the left and the right channel. Otherwise, you might sound a little bit off, unless you're going for that particular style where you want the person to seem off to the person's left or off to the person's right. And if you're doing surround sound, I guess front or back or wherever you desire it to be in response to the channels. Here's what mono sounds like, and I'm recording right now with the mic that I am reviewing, so you get a really good idea what mono sounds like. Now, let's take a look and see what it sounds like in stereo. Well, here's it in stereo. I just duplicated it in post. This is with no post-processing added to it, which is something I highly do recommend adding to this microphone. But that's a topic for another day. I find this mic is a little bit on the cooler side for the sound tone, and because of that, I like to warm up a little bit in post and bring it back to a little more neutral or tad on the warm side, which is where humans find it most pleasing to the ear. Now, this does cause some audio quality loss, but since most likely if you're recording on this microphone, you are likely not publishing for film or for broadcast, so you don't really have to worry about it. Most people that are going to be listening to what you're recording with this are either going to be on the internet, which usually don't have high quality speakers, or compression just kills the audio. And if they're not sitting in front of a computer listening to it, they're on a mobile device, which inherently has terrible speakers. There are some that sound okay, but none out there that particularly sound great, and that you'll notice a major difference between this mic and another one. I have noticed some problems with the quality of the cable that's attached, mostly at the point where you meet the battery powered area or the battery pack, and I've noticed some slight flexing, and I think probably in about 6 months' time from now, so I've had it for a year by the time that I think it might start having some quality issues and maybe giving me some interference with my recordings because of the cable. But as this is such a cheap mic, I expect that I know I will be upgrading that time, and I expect most of you will probably look for an upgrade to a little bit higher quality microphone, something like the Rode Smart Lab, which is only about $80 to $100 and is a worthwhile investment. Speaking of the cord, it's 20 feet long. I find that a little bit ridiculous. I currently have to take and bundle up a section of it altogether because it's just simply too long for my uses. I can't see a practical use in which you would such a long cable because with audio recorders nowadays, if you can fit a lavalier on a person or on something, there's a really good chance that within 10 feet of that, or even 5 feet, that you will be able to connect it to a recording device, such as an H1N Zoom, or heck, even smartphones nowadays have pretty good um, recording in them once you plug it in. And since this has its own power, you're not going to get too many problems as long as you turn the gain and the boost off in your recording application. I can truly recommend this microphone as it has solid build quality for the price and is something that I think is a really good addition and makes it definitely worthwhile over the internal microphone on almost all cameras. The only ones that I really find exceptions to this are camcorders, and frankly, if you can afford to get your hands on a camcorder, chances are you're not going to be using the Audio Technica ATR 3350 as it's a little bit on the cheap side comparatively. And as I said at the beginning, audio is the other half of video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please remember to rate the video down below and subscribe so you can catch all my new videos. Speaking of my new videos, head on over to Twitter or Facebook, and over there you're going to see where I post videos usually about a day early. That way it gives you a little bit of an incentive.
I occasionally post some behind the scenes stuff, and if any video is going to be running late. Anyways, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.